Alright guys, so along with this update where we had all of the waifu characters, all the Peppy Gal characters, we also did have two other characters. We have young Pan here. Now Pan is really good. Pan may actually be my favorite unit of the entire batch. She is tremendous after her awakening, so much so that I actually decided to rainbow her. She will be a top tier, again, I think like Super Battle Road type unit or defensive type unit. So she's going to be very, very useful. There also is another unit from this batch of units that is not on the Peppy Gals category. That's the Kid Chi-Chi here. Although one thing that is important to remember is Pan, I think Pan is 8 or 7 in GT. She's either 8 or 7. Chi-Chi, remember, is right around Goku's age. So this Chi-Chi is like 12, 13, 14, 15, something like that. So Chi-Chi's like double Pan's age, probably, like in that card art. But what's weird is this Chi-Chi is not on the Peppy Gals category. But if we go look on the Peppy Gals category, the other Kid Chi-Chis are. I feel like the others shouldn't be, but I know Master Roshi was perving on her, which is probably why these Kid Chi-Chis are on the category, but we'll see what they eventually decide to do with that. Alright, now, so let's go ahead and rainbow our girl Pan here. Let me go by Hybrid Saiyan. That'll be easiest to get Pan here. So let's go ahead and rainbow her, and then we will go ahead and awaken her, and we'll test her out. Again, Pan is quite good. So I did decide to rainbow her. The other Pan I was thinking about rainbowing is B-Pan. B-Pan is another very good defensive unit. These are units that can be very, very good for Hybrid Saiyan Super Battle Road. Hybrid Saiyan category Super Battle Road is actually, I would say, quite easy now. There's just so many really good offensive and defensive units that can crush the Hybrid Saiyan Super Battle Road stage, and this Pan is no exception. She's really good. So here, we'll go ahead and awaken her, and then I will, go ahead and level her up off screen, and then we'll test her out in an event, see how good she is, how much her defensive capabilities really help out here. Alright guys, so we'll go ahead and hop into an event with a Hybrid Saiyan team looking kind of like this. So the new Pan, well, yeah, new Pan, the new Awakening, whatever you want to call it. I guess we could just say the new Pan. She has two categories, Hybrid Saiyan and then Seeker of the Dragon Balls. Now, Seeker of the Dragon Balls, Pan is a nice little upgrade for that category. We'll see how good it eventually does become, with some interesting new units. Maybe a character or two from the new Broly movie units might pop up on here, particularly the Goku and Vegeta from the Broly movie, I think could end up on this category. But as of right now, only the SSR Kid Goku is on there as the leader, so it's not really a viable team. What is a Kid Goku's leader percent? I think it's like 30%, which is obviously nothing much. So of course we're going to check out Pan here on the Hybrid Saiyan team. Again, she's a very good defensive unit, but here's the thing about Pan. Like a lot of these female characters, she's just filled up with, like, practically worthless, like, key links. Like, let's look at Pan's links here. So, Pan has All in the Family, which is a link I hate so much, because it's a defense plus 15% link, which I feel like is just, like, pretty much a throwaway. Now, this Pan she is going to have a ridiculously high defensive stat, because she does have, a 120% defensive buff, basically, at the start of turn. But here's the thing. Like, All in the Family, I can't stand that link, and it's on so many good units. Like, I know this Pan is designed, for defense, right? So really, All in the Family will help her out. But still, other units like, Future Gohan, like, Future Gohan has All in the Family, right? Let me double check that before I get caught saying something dumb. Yes, he does. Okay. Yeah, Future Gohan's got it. Physical Kaioken Goku's got it. STR Ultimate Gohan's got it. All units I hate that have that link. Although, it does work out well here for this Pan, because STR Ultimate Gohan gives Pan a massive defensive buff. And I guess STR Ultimate Gohan would also give Physical Future Gohan a massive defensive buff, but they don't share key links, which really hurts them. So, alright. Right off the bat, we got, wow. And then the Gray Saiyaman is going to be in this rotation too. That's the exact rotation I was looking for. So we have Pan and Bra right next to each other, right? So Pan By the way, Pan is going to do insane damage because I hopped into the Omega Shenron event. I figured it would be kind of like, you know, funny, like meme type stuff to have Pan absolutely just like one-shot Omega. So let's see what kind of damage Pan will go ahead and deal to Sin Shenron right here. And when I say damage, I mean her attack stat. 600,000. Okay, that's not bad. So let's see how much actual damage she does. Oh, 1.5 million. Very nice. Okay, so Pan, she raises her defense by 30% for 6 turns. Oh boy, is that really good. So, you know, we can wait a turn or two and her defense will stack up very high. So she has a chance to evade enemies' attack. 15% up to 60%. So she has the same exact ability that Dispo has, which is really, really good. It'll be useful for something like Category Super Battle Road. Like, you're not often going to have it fully built up, right? Like, to where she has the 60% chance to dodge. Wow, we got Ultimate Gohan's guard ability active, too. Oh, boy. But it's still going to be pretty good to have Pan have that extra chance to dodge, considering she is a defensive unit. I did actually go ahead and give her 15 dodge in the potential system as well. I like to do that when I have a unit that I want to prioritize defensively, right? You know, Tech Android 16, you know, stuff like that. I will give them 15 dodge. I think that's kind of the smartest way to go about with working on those units. So that's what I decided to do, right? And then Pan also gives herself 70% attack and 120% defense for 7 turns from the start of turn. So there we go. That's one of the big things here. I'm actually going to use an item right here just so that I can keep my rotation. I don't want to lose my rotation right here. Ooh, Bra. Bra could actually take a lot of damage. I'm actually going to go ahead and use a King Yama right here too. Just because my Bra is at 1% in the dupe system. I'm more concerned with showing off Pan than I am, you know, really worried about Bra right here. What's Pan's defensive stat, by the way? 121,000. Okay, so pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. And then on the next turn, she'll have been able to stack up her defense a couple of times. So we can see what her defense looks like on the next turn as well. And I believe Bra does get a chance to dodge based on the number of Peppy Gals units around the team. But of course, right now we've only got one, you know, Bra herself. All right, so 750,000. Looks like that's about the max we're going to get for Pan and her attack stat. Because right there, that is with Pan with the Innocence and Kamehameha active, which are her 2 attack links. And Bra and then the Super Saiyan 2 Great Saiyan Man right there, they both give a attack buff as well. So that's pretty much the max we're going to get out of Pan. I think 700,000 is pretty good, considering how well her defensive abilities are, right? Like, with that in mind, she's fine. I'm totally okay with a 700,000 attack stat. Again, this Pan is going to be a Super Battle Road juggernaut. Like, I'll definitely do a video this weekend on Super Battle Road. I haven't put out... I'm going to put this video out today. I still recorded a video last weekend on Super Battle Road with LR Vegeta, which I've not uploaded. I got to get that up. I've got so many videos all over the place. But this one's going up today. And then this weekend, I'll do Pan on Super Battle Road. And then I'll also test out the Peppy Gals team on Super Battle Road 2, which is going to be very, very fun. Okay, so Omega thinks he's just going to lock my rotations again. I don't want you to do that, Omega, because we're taking a look at how good Pan is defensively, so thanks, my boy. Okay, so Pan's defense, 161,000. Of course, this is, you know, Ultimate Gohan on rotation now, too, with his 50% defensive buff to Super-type allies. Wow, actually, if we put Pan in the middle, too, it jumps up to 185,000, because then the All in the Family defensive link activates. That's wild right there. Someone did ask me to start trying to remember to show their defensive stats. That's why I'm doing this. Like, I'm trying to remember, like, we could look and compare the defensive stats of some of these Rainbow units, right? So, like, Pan sitting at 160,000. Like, this is not something I'm usually looking at, but I want to start, because I kind of have, like, an encyclopedia in my head of, like, what units get what type of attack stats, you know, what units have what links. I want to start doing this with what units like how high their defensive stat can get up to, like on an actual turn, right? Like I would want to be able to compare this pan off the top of my head to, you know, something like Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, or maybe Jiren, or Evolution Blue Vegeta, UI Goku, some of those units. So I do want to start looking at these defensive stats to sort of get that in mind. But so far, this pan, again, I like what they did here. They made her very, very strong. Definitely a unit I do not mind rainbowing. Okay, she didn't dodge there. There's a dodge. There we go, my girl. And then her defense is going to go up even more after she super attacks right here. Also, by the way, and another dodge. Yup. Every turn she has, she gets a 15% chance to dodge. So after, what, 4 turns, she will get her maximum chance to dodge, which is 60%. Plus the 15% I gave her from the dupe system. She's going to be very effective in, you know, many different places. I feel like this pan, she could be useful even for like Broly's Extreme Z Awakening. I'll probably test her out maybe on that stage. She's not AGL, but she has enough defensive ability that I do think she could be an interesting little card there. I think here, I'll just use one more item. And we'll have our boy Ultimate Gohan go ahead and finish this fight off. So this pan, do not sleep on her. Don't sleep on a lot of these new waifu units. There's not a lot going on right now on JP, you know, we are kind of waiting for the next big update. But they did give us a couple of useful units here who will be useful on a few different category teams. So best not to underestimate units like this pan or the Int Ribrianne, who will be very, very effective for Super Battle Road stages. I do always like to try and put the spotlight on them, you know, to help out people. Because, you know, category Super Battle Road is going to be everyone's focus once that drops for Global. And it very well could drop on Global within the next week or two, based upon how the thank you celebration turns out. Because that is intended to kind of be Global's version of the Tanabata celebration from JP. So keep that in mind, guys. Category Super Battle Road very much might be around the corner for Global players. So let's go ahead and now take a look at this pan right here, who again, as we saw, is very good. Alright, so this is Adventurous Mood Maker Pan GT. Her leader skill is Tech and STR types, key 3, and HP attack and defense 60%. So that's a pretty solid leader skill, actually. She could be very useful as a sub-leader on Dokkan Battlefield, so keep that in mind. Her super attack is the Kamehameha, which does supreme damage, and raises defense by 30% for 6 turns. Her passive skill, First Search for the Dragon Balls, well, first in GT anyway, is chance to evade enemies' attack, including super attack, by 15% up to a maximum of 60%. So again, after 4 turns, she'll have that maximum chance to dodge. This pan, okay, one thing I'm curious to see, if they do give us a Baby Saga category, I'll be very curious to see if this pan does make it. I'm kind of talking about this like early. I should have waited till the category part, but I wonder if they'll combine the Black Star Dragon Ball Saga and the Baby Saga into one saga. I feel like they probably will, just because the Black Dragon Ball Saga, I mean, what are they going to do? Release a Dokkan Fest Metal Rildo? Like, they honestly, they could. I feel like he does kind of qualify as a unit that could get a Dokkan Fest, but I don't know that that would sell at all. Like, he's not really a very popular villain at all. I never hear people say, oh, that great character Rildo, Metal Rildo, I love him. So, if they don't do that, then, you know, the Black Star Dragon Ball arc is very bare bones in terms of characters. If they combine that with the Baby Saga, which I think is appropriate, I would not mind that, this pan could be a low-key solid option for that Baby Saga team, so do keep that in mind. Now, finishing up her passive, and then, so she's got the chance to evade enemies' attack, again, 15% up to 60%, so, you know, 4 turns she gets to max out, just like Dispo. And then at the start of turn, she gets attack 70% and defense 120% for 7 turns from the start of turn. That's not a big deal. Her passive, I do not believe will be wearing out at any time soon. Like, most fights, to me, do seem to end up somewhere between, I would say, you know, 5 to 9 turns, like in that range. Like 9 is like the absolute max, right? So I would think a majority of most fights, this Pan will have that attack and defensive buff up the whole time. And here's the thing. By the time her passive runs out, the first part of her passive, the 60% dodge, will be completely built up. So she's going to be completely fine even when her passive wears out. 60% dodge, plus again, you know, if you utilize her on the dupe system the way I did, where you give her 15 dodge chance, is going to be really good. She's going to be absolutely 100% A-okay. Now her links are All in the Family, the Saiyan Lineage, Battlefield Diva, GT, The Innocents, Kamehameha, and Shouting Limit. So unfortunately, she does have some trash links, like All in the Family, Saiyan Lineage. I hate them so much, but she's got them. Oh well. Her 12K multiplier is 130%. Absolute fodder level. Very, very bad. So that's both the Pan and the Ribrian have horrible 12K multipliers. Very weird. And she has 2 categories. Hybrid Saiyan, which is of course her best team. We'll be testing her out on Super Battle Road this weekend. And then she also is on the Seekers of the Dragon Ball category, where she should be a pretty good unit on that category. Because again, it is kind of bare bones, and it's not like there's like an overwhelming amount of amazing units on there. But there are some pretty good defensive units on that category. You have her, you know, Zamasu, you know, so there's some solid defense. B-Pan is another one. B-Pan, I eventually will rainbow her, but you know, I want to wait till I have a surplus of orbs to rainbow B-Pan. So, alright guys, that will do it for today. Again, this Pan, pretty damn good. Don't sleep on her. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.